Hello! Yes, Christmas in July is an actual thing, at least down here in Australia and New Zealand, where it's now currently the middle of winter. It's not exactly the same as Christmas at the end of the year, but at least in Melbourne, because it does get very cold and wintry down here, a lot of cafes and things will do Christmas in July lunches, and we have already been to one. Tiny Christmas tree with merry festive loaded nachos, and pork belly with wilted spinach, mashed potatoes and red wine jus. La-di-da. So Christmas in July is actually on July the 22nd, so I'm a little early, about a week or so, but I just could not wait to do this. Plus I've been super naughty, so that just kind of adds into that. And also, in Australia, our end of financial year is June the 30th, and the new year is July 1st, so happy Christmas in July, and happy financial new year. I was shocking last financial year. Oh my goodness, I have just bought so much stuff, it's ridiculous. So today I'm going to show you all the other bits and pieces that I have. What has she got this time? And let's have a good time just looking at all of these art supplies. Let's get into it. I'm so excited. It may as well be Christmas Day. I got this gorgeous pink gaming chair. This wasn't cheap, but I did find it on sale by quite a bit, so I decided I had to have it. I've been wanting a pink chair for ages, and this one's also really designed to be sat in for a long time because I was starting to get a bit of a backache when doing video editing, and I thought I should invest in my lumbar support. So yes, we have this beautiful Razer Enkei gaming chair, and it's so pretty. I am so happy I bought it. It cost a little bit, but that's okay. It's got Razer on the back. You can take the cushion off, but I quite like keeping that one on. And yes, it's very comfy. I even have a matching mouse, which I've had for about a year or so, so I just had to get the chair too. And my old chair is absolutely shredded. It is wearing away, plus the support on it is nowhere near as good as the new one. I've noticed a big difference already, and I've only had it for about a week. This first item, I can't remember where we were, but we saw these on sale. It's a Bob Ross 1000 piece puzzle, and we're going to have to do that at some point. I'm not even very good with jigsaw puzzles, I get too impatient, but Nick likes them, so we thought we'd have this one and do this at some stage. Recently, my local art store has been stocking this Fabriano 1264 paper. They have watercolor paper and all sorts of other drawing ones. I decided to pick up some Bristol paper because I haven't really got a great deal of it. And it just looks so nice. I mean, look how flush the cover is to the rest of the paper. It's just so pleasing to look at. So I thought I'd pick some up and see how it goes. I have actually done one little illustration that I'm working on. It's a Nazgul, but I do think I need to colour the background in black, so this was done with markers and I've been putting some coloured pencil over the top. It's nowhere near finished, I need to do all of this. It's just something I've been working on in my spare time. But it's nice paper, it's so smooth and amazing for markers with coloured pencil on top. I got myself another brush washer bucket, because my current one is starting to look really filthy and it's just all stained and nasty. I've got quite a lot of mica stuck in there, so I thought I might get a new one and maybe keep this one for inks and then use this one for watercolors so that they're not getting too contaminated. This was really cheap. I think I actually got this one in Kmart for $2 or $3, so why not grab another one? They're so handy with the two buckets so that you can keep one for dirty water and one for clean. It's excellent, and I highly recommend these. We were in Super Cheap Auto, which is a car shop where you buy all of your tools and car accessories, but they had this, which is a pocket tool roll, and it caught my eye. It was on sale, plus we also had some vouchers, so we were looking for things to purchase. And the reason I got this, it's really nice and solid, but I think that I could put my tall brushes into here. I have a lot of them for oil painting and acrylic painting. I thought I could put my brushes in here if I want to travel with them. It just seemed like a really nice little tool belt thing, so I'm just going to grab a couple of my tall brushes to see if they actually fit. So I've got a couple of the long ones here, and I'm just going to put them in and see if they fit nicely. I really hope they do. Oh, look at that. Perfect! So much space for them. This is so good. I think it only costed $10, and I've seen these really expensive brush belt things for much more than that. So this was a great find, and if you happen to be going into a tool shop, particularly one that has car accessories, look around for something like this, because these are perfect for brushes, especially those really long handled ones that just don't fit into anything else. So I'm so glad I picked this up. So in Super Cheap Auto is this little packet of diamond sharpening blades, which I think would be really great to sharpen some of my scissors, which are getting really blunt. In particular, these ones, they are terrible. I've used them on all sorts of things and they are just so blunt, but I really like them, and so I figured I might have a go at sharpening those. I also have little knives and blades and things which I think these might come in handy for, and if not, then they can always go in the actual tool belt to sharpen tool blades. So I figure it's a win-win, and they're nice and compact. I'll probably keep them in here or something. I finally got a paper cutter that does the edges and makes them nice and round. I've been wanting to get one of these for a long time so that I can cut my nice swatch cards and make them all neat, because usually if you put them inside a tin, they do have rounded corners, and I've been having to trim them manually, which is just not going to happen anymore. Now I have an actual cutter, so it's got a 4mm one, which is really tiny, 7mm and 10mm I think, which is more the standard one. So I've got a bit of paper here. Let's stick it in and see if it works. Oh, that's so satisfying. Look at that corner. That's what I have been wanting to get for ages. I found this on Amazon. There's all sorts of different ones. I picked the one that had the same day shipping. I happened to go back into Kmart, and if you remember in a recent video I showed you the metallic watercolor paints that look like the Kuretake ones. Well, they also have ones in gold and silver, so I picked those up too. These were on clearance for $3, and I don't know if they're still going to be there, but do check it out in case they bring them back. I think they have rolling stock, so sometimes they run out of things and then they bring them back a bit later. So I had to get that one to go with the coloured ones. And also on sale they had these, which are wooden hexagon things. And I have an idea of something to do with the 4 of these, so they were $2 each, and I figured I would pick these up while they were there. You know when bookshops have sales and they sometimes put things out in the middle of the shopping centre? Well, we were walking past them and I just happened to see this. Large print, amazing colour by numbers. I have no idea if this is going to be any good. I figured I could try at least 1 or 2 pictures and then maybe pass it on to someone in the family, but it kind of doesn't have a key, so I am just clueless as to how this thing works. It's got a whole bunch of the pictures in here, so maybe I need to go through and figure out if each number is the same for every picture. So, for example, number 1 would be blue in all of the pictures, and then I'll figure it out. But it was a few dollars, so I just thought it could be a bit of fun to try that out and see what I can come up with. I cannot remember where we picked this up at. It was only recently too, but the reason I picked this one up is because it's actually in a really gorgeous tin. I bought this entirely for the tin. Do you remember spirographs from the 80s? I was never any good at them then. I probably am not now. It just comes in this really gorgeous tin, and it's got a few little bits and pieces here, an instruction book, and also a little pad for drawing the spirographs on. So I'm going to have to do these at some point, aren't I? I have a larger spirograph box somewhere, and I'm hoping I can incorporate everything into this metal tin because it's nice and skinny, and I just think it's really cute. And now we're getting to the pricey art supplies, so don't judge me. There is a store in the inner city, and it's one of those beautiful paper places. It's called Zeta Florence, and I'd seen it a year or 2 ago, and I've followed their Instagram and all of that, but we finally managed to go in and check them out. Beautiful store, so many lovely things, a lot of paper and lovely little items, pens, things like that. So I didn't really get a lot, but I picked up a couple of things that I had not seen anywhere else, and one of them is this, which is actually for Zeta Florence. It's a box of writing paper. I just got it not necessarily for writing, but because it looked really nice and it comes in a beautiful box. I just cannot resist paper. It's something I always keep collecting, and I am trying to use a whole bunch of it, but I mean, it's just so temptingly wrapped in this lovely ribbon, and it feels like a really nice paper for drawing on, so I'll do something with this. This was just a little treat because I thought it was pretty, and I like the fact that it's actually designed in Melbourne, probably made overseas, but it's actually from Zeta Florence itself, so that was my souvenir, if you will, from them. I don't know when I will get back to that store. It's quite a long way for us to go to. So it's got 15% cotton in it. There we go. Also, while we were there, I found this pack, and it is Shinhan Professional Watercolors. It comes with paper, brushes, and the watercolors themselves. I think there is actually another level above these ones. These are possibly the mid-range, but I've been really curious to try them because I've seen them online and on people's YouTube videos. I've never seen Shinhan products ever in Australia, so I figured this would be a fun set to paint with. Looks like it's got 100% cotton paper too, so I thought that would be really nice, and we can do this in a separate video. It is absolutely bucketing out here while I'm filming this. It's so loud. I hope that rain doesn't make too much noise in the background. Gosh, the weather's just turned today. It was sunny yesterday, and now all the rain's come back. Joy. Alright, so moving on to more cheerful things, i.e. more art supplies, and we visited another store in Melbourne called Senior Art Supplies. They have a few shops dotted around. They also are the only stockist I know of that have the art toolkit, that tiny little paint palette that I got when I took that to New Zealand. They also have the art toolkit A5 case, and I will just open this up. Nick got this for me just recently. It was so sweet of him. I said, oh, I really want to get this for my art toolkit, and he went and stopped on his way from work and picked it up for me. Yay! There's different colours, but I had to have red. I haven't completely filled it yet. I've just put a few pens and things in there, but the art toolkit fits in one of these, and there are two cases here, so I could technically have two art toolkits, but here is my one currently. It's getting quite well used. I've been painting in front of the TV a few nights as well, so it's a nice little kit and I really like it. I would consider getting a second one, but for now I've just got some other bits and pieces in. It has pockets, one in here which I have these Caran d'Ache crayons. This is also a fairly new purchase. It's a set of 15 of them. These are the Neo Colour 2s that are water soluble. I really like the set of 15. I think it has an excellent amount of colours, and actually it did have a white, but I've gone and put a steel grey in here. I think possibly the steel grey is one of the ones that was discontinued, but I thought it might go well in here. I tend to prefer grey to white when it comes to these sorts of things, but I haven't really used it much yet. This is just something I thought I would have in my kit. So let me know if you want me to do a full review on this. The other side is where you can fit an A5 sketchbook, and even this giant one fits in here, although it is just a bit uncomfortably large. So I will, once I have finished this, use a slightly skinnier book to make it easier. But it does fold up, and I can zip that all the way around. I got a pot of white ink by Kuretake. I need some new white ink because my other one's just gone all gross and I can't even find it at the moment. I moved it to somewhere safe and I don't know where it is at the moment, so I figured I'd get a new one. And also this little palette, it's just a Chinese one, but I thought this would be handy for my new Shinhan paints, because it has 24 slots and this has 24 colours, so I got this to go with this slot here, and I will film all of this in a video soon, hopefully, because I'm really curious to try these paints out. I'll pour them all out into the palette and swatch them and paint with them, my usual sorts of things. I almost completely forgot about this box. I'm actually inserting this footage in because I'd finished the whole video, and then I remembered that we'd been to one other store in Melbourne, which is the Art Shed, and I bought a few things there. They're all in this box. It was under my desk and I've just found it, so let's see what's in here. I've totally forgotten, how embarrassing. An adhesive eraser so I can remove watercolor masking fluid. I don't use it a lot, but every so often when I do, it's just really frustrating to peel it off, so I thought I'd grab one of these and try it out. Some glue tape. I used to have one, I can't find it anywhere, so I thought I'd buy a replacement because this is so handy for gluing things into books. Much easier than using actual glue or double-sided tape. It's kind of the best of both worlds. A couple of interesting items here. The first one are some water-soluble oil pastels. Now, a while ago, I bought some which were Pentel Art water-soluble oil pastels, and they weren't very good, so I'm very curious to see if these ones are going to be any better. Montmartre is a relatively cheap art supply company within Australia, although lately they have been putting out some much better supplies, so I'm very curious to try that out. And speaking of Pentel Arts, they had this little watercolor set with the brush. I'm really curious to see if these are any good. They've also come out with this rather fancy detailed brush set, because I do want to get some little brushes. They had a few different ones, and this was kind of in the mid-range price. There was a way more expensive one, but I figure 11 pieces is fine. I really like that they have clear handles, so I am sure I will use these in my everyday paintings. I impulse bought these watercolor markers because they were pretty cheap, and I just liked the packaging. I'm always a sucker for packaging. And probably the most standout things that I got from the art shed are these two sets. There's a regular kind of watercolor set, and then there's a metallic one. I love the tins. I've never seen these before. I think these must be brand new, so I'm definitely going to have to do a video on these. So you won't see these at the end of the video because I put everything on the table, and as I said before, I found these after the fact, but I thought I'd include them anyway because I don't want to have to do them later. And now for some online purchases. I've already shown you this off Amazon, which is that lovely corner cutter. Also from Amazon is this Daniel Smith Essential Watercolor Mixing Set. I have wanted this for a very long time. I just happened to see it when it was on sale. This is really expensive to buy in Australia. I think I've seen it the cheapest at about $100, but I got this for considerably cheaper. I think it was like $50 or $60 on Amazon when I found this. But this one also has the little bottle of watercolor ground, and these come in such a cute little case. There is another one you can buy with just the tubes, but I don't know that they come in the case, so I had to get this one. I'm just going to open it. I've already had a look at it, as you could tell by the messiness of this box. A teeny tiny bottle of watercolor ground so that you can paint it on things and then paint watercolors on them. And the most adorable little tubes in this really cute box. There we go. So it's basically a split primary set. We have 2 yellows, 2 reds and 2 blues, cools and warms. I'm going to do a separate video on this. I've been wanting to film this one for a long time, so it will probably happen fairly quickly, but I just need to decide what I'm going to squeeze these into. I have one idea in mind. I'm not too sure if I quite am ready to put these into full pans though, so I'll think about it, but I would be definitely doing a video on a split primary set because this is always a really interesting thing, just to mix them and see how many colours you can get from them. This literally just now turned up from Amazon. I ordered it last night because I saw someone on YouTube had it. It's a Gansai Tambi graphite colours. I did not know this existed until last night, and I was just going, shut up and take my money. I looked on Amazon Australia and they had it there for cheaper than I was expecting, because quite often the Gansai colours can retail for up to $30 each, and this was $14.99, so I figured I might as well get it, and because I have a Prime membership at the moment, it was free shipping and expedited to overnight, so it just arrived now, and I am very happy to add this into my haul. And now for some things from Jackson's Art Supplies. Some of this was purchased with affiliate money. A few people had bought a whole bunch of things recently, and I had a surprising amount of money in my affiliate account. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It helped me to purchase a couple of really expensive items that I had been looking at. But the first thing I have to show you, yay! I finally got Random Grey in the watercolor. This is the 2022 version, and it is Schmincke Horodem. So I'm going to do a video on this at some point. I'm so stoked to have the Random Grey. I bought one in New Zealand. It ended up being Random Grey 2021 in oil paint. So yes, that was hilarious. I can't believe I just totally picked up the wrong thing. But I finally got my hands on a tube of this stuff. There we go. Look at that. A beautiful 15mm tube. I'll get the other one just to show you how much larger it is. So here's the one I got a few months ago, which I thought was the watercolor version. It's not even the same. I mean, look at that. I don't know how I got those two mixed up. Slight discrepancy in tube size there. But I did do a painting with this. If you haven't checked that out, I will hopefully remember to link it at the back of this video. I'll come back to Schmincke in a moment, but I also got on Jackson's Art a few more pans for my Roman small palette. I had room enough for 4 of them, so I have 4 colours here. I'm not going to talk too much about them at the moment because I think it will be really fun to do a separate video on these. Here's a little preview of the colours. I will tell you more about these in a future video, so be sure to subscribe for that. And the other thing I got from Roman Small is this little kit here, which has 5 other colours that aren't in my other set. So I figured I'd pick this one up too. Here they are on the side here. These have a primary set and a couple of other interesting looking ones. So I shall be looking at all of these together. Back to Schmincke. I think it was last year, 21, that they released these 3 tubes of liquid charcoal, and they're really big. I think they are about 32 mil or something like that each. They're quite expensive. I think we were looking at about $30 each, and I was going, yeah, I don't know that I'm going to really use them that much. But then I saw these ones, and they have all 3 of them as 5 mil tubes. They are so ridiculously adorable. I just had to have this box. Look at them, they're tiny. And it has all 3 of the different charcoals. We've got grapeseed, cherry pit and peach stone, so I'm really excited to try these out. I figured the 5 mil tubes would be a lot more practical because I don't really use a lot of liquid charcoal and graphite, but I have been so curious to try these out. So here's another video to do. Gosh, I've got so many videos to make and I'm always behind because I still haven't filmed everything from some of my other hauls. I will get there one day. And we have one last thing, which is probably my most expensive purchase, not counting the chair. I am very late to the party on this, but they are very expensive and it took me time to save up for them, also to justify the cost, and I did wait for them to go on sale. But we have 4 more sets of Schmincke Super Granulation watercolors. These are the limited edition ones in the wooden boxes. They're the 15 mil tubes. They also have 5 mil tubes in little cardboard boxes, but because I already have the wooden boxes for the first 5 sets that they did, I figured I would just continue and have them all in wooden boxes. So we've got the limited edition one of Haze. This is only at Jackson's Art, and then the 3 which are available in other places, which is the Volcano, the Shire, and Desert. I am so happy I finally got these. I know it's really late and there are so many of these videos out there already, but this is more for a personal thing that I just wanted to collect them all. I'm probably going to paint the boxes as well because I've done that as a video. So I'm going to take a look at these. I might look at all 3 of these ones together and this one separately. I don't think I want to do all separate videos, it just takes too long, so I'm probably just going to do one big video, or maybe just an extra one, because this haze is technically kind of not in this set. But I will be making these videos relatively soon. It will take me time because I do need to think of paintings for all of them, and yes, it's going to be a bit of a big production on that one, I think, but I'm so happy to have them. Well, as usual, it just does not fit all on my desk. Oh my lord, it's so embarrassing when I see how much stuff there is all together. I told you I was naughty. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I had so much fun with it. I do love a good art haul, and I am sure I'm going to enjoy all of these supplies. I will make videos eventually. Thank you all so very much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you've bought any art supplies lately, and if you celebrate Christmas in July at all. It's not really anything, it's just kind of a random thing which we have in the middle of winter. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I really appreciate it if you can click that subscribe button so I can keep growing my channel. I'm probably going to take the next video off because I have a few things happening and I just really need some time off. So I will be back hopefully in a week from now, and I will see you all again then. Have a fantastic day. Enjoy your art supplies. I know I'm going to enjoy mine, and I'll swatch you later. Bye.